Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Juliana. I hope you're all doing well today. Here is a bit rainy. The sun just came out, but today was really gloomy in the morning. I'm filming this at the afternoon. It's a really cozy day to be by the fire and reading. That's what I'm going to do when I film this video. So in today's video we are going to talk about Lady Susan by Jane Austen. This is a book that is written in letters. This is an epistolar novel and this was published in 1871. This book was discovered by Jane Austen's heirs more than 50 years after her death, and only then it was published. So it remains the doubt whether Jane Austen wanted this book to be published or not. Through letters between different characters, Jane Austen tells the story of Lady Susan, a recently widowed woman who, before the death of her husband, they were facing a difficult financial situation, and after his death the situation only got worse and she had to sell the house they lived in. Lady Susan is a different character from the usual young virginal girls from Jane Austen. She is a woman that was already married, and she's an older woman, and unlike what happens in her other novels, Lady Susan is almost a villain. She is a woman who likes to be in society. She's charming, she's seductive and beautiful, and almost everyone around her gets seduced by her. Only women are suspicious of her and are always taken aback by her behavior. Lady Susan, throughout the reading of this novel and the perspectives of each letter, reveals herself as a great manipulator. She plays with the feelings of well-meaning people and takes advantage of their goodwill. In the letters that Lady Susan has with her close friend, Mrs. Johnson, she makes derogatory comments about her relatives and about her daughter, Frederica, that has only 16 years old. And Lady Susan wants her to marry Sir James, but Frederica is not so fond of the idea, but her mother pushes her so she gets married with him because he has a large fortune. She considers her daughter a burden and doesn't have any affinity with her, so she wants her to get married so she can get rid of her. She goes with her daughter to spend the season at the house of her brother-in-law, Mr. Vernon, and his wife is suspicious of Lady Susan. The brother of her sister-in-law also spends a season there, so he gets to know Lady Susan because he has heard stories about her and he wants to meet her, but he has heard stories not very good about her, but still he got seduced by the charms of Lady Susan. Due to her financial situation, Lady Susan needs to arrange a favorable marriage, and she gives her charms to even married men. The end of this book is a little abrupt. It leaves the impression that the story is halfway, and some historians say that Jane Austen abandoned the story, because the end of the story is in a conclusion where she tells what happens with the characters and is like a bit rushed, so it kind of ends the story with a bittersweet taste. This story was a young exercise. Jane Austen would be like 20 years old when she wrote the story, and she was imitating other authors that at the time were also writing their novels as an epistolar novel. So she wanted to do the same thing, but she never got to publish it. And one of the hypotheses that were raised were the thought that Jane Austen thought that the story was a bit scandalous, and because of that she was afraid to publish the novel. It took me a bit of time to read this novel. I started reading it and then I stopped and passed like a month, and then I picked up back the book. I can't say that I really enjoyed this story. It was fun at times, was really humorous, but it wasn't my favorite story from Jane Austen. I'm not really sure that I enjoy the epistolary kind of novel. I also read Dracula, that is also a novel in letters, and I have to get used to the rhythm and to the style. So I'm not sure if I don't like the epistolary style or if it was really the story. In a way, this is a novel about the preconceived notion of women and the things that they were allowed or not allowed to do. So Lady Susan was kind of a rebel, you know. She was a woman who wasn't afraid to express herself, and she wasn't afraid of being judged, because she knew she was being judged by others, especially by other women, but still she persevered. But at the same time, she wasn't well intentioned. She was only preoccupied by her own needs. She was a big manipulator. She didn't mind seducing other people with her charms, and she would do it on purpose. So she was taking care of her own interests. So she's a morally grey character. What was interesting as well, because as I've said in the beginning of this video, it's not common in Jane Austen books. She only talks about young girls and her preoccupations with the society they are in, and more like the things that others do to them, and not so much about what they do wrong, because almost all of them are immaculated. So this character is quite different. So it's a bit refreshing to see a kind of devious character. So in a way, now that I'm talking about it and I'm thinking about it, I liked the story. I like this character a lot. It's more the letter style that I'm not really sure that I'm a fan of. So, but still I recommend you reading it. It's humorous, very humorous. So you will be passing a good time reading this book. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you subscribe to my channel. Please press the ring bell button to all, so you can receive all my notifications when I post a new video. I will also want to ask you to leave me a like. It helps a lot the divulgation of the video and the divulgation of the channel. Please follow me on Instagram. Is _books_doodles_. And well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me please if you already read this book in the comments, so tell me what you thought. Tell me if you are interested in reading this book. I'm in a project of reading all Jane Austen books. I have Mansfield Park to read, and I don't know if I'm going to read her unfinished work. I think they are the Austens and what's the other one? Oh, I don't remember, I'm sorry. But there are two, I think, the Austens and the other one. So that's all I have rest to read from Jane Austen. So maybe in the future you will see a video about it. So yeah, that's it. I hope you have enjoyed it. A big kiss, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!